Oh, shalom. This will be the part two. Jonas and Yeshua, or Jonas and Jesus, the likeness of Jonas or Jonah, Jonas, Jonas and Jesus, right? Or Jonah and Yeshua. Firstly, Jonah was a Galilean. Jonah was from Galilee, right? Jonah was a Galilean. He was of the town of Galilee. The book of Kings, right, of Second Kings by the prophet Samuel, 14 and 25. The book of Kings, 14 and 25. Let's see. I should open that one up right there, the book of Kings. Take a note of that and compare that now with the Messiah, the Moshiach, Yeshua. He was a Galilean of the town of Galilee, according to the book of Matthew, or the Gospel of Matthew, in Mateos Wengel, chapter 2, verse 22. So that's the first likeness. They both were Galileans, right? They both were Galileans. Second, Jonah was sent to warn a specific group of people. Who were these people that Jonah was sent to warn? The Ninevites, right? According to the book of Jonah, right? Chapter 1, verse 2. So Jonah was sent to warn a specific group of people, in this case, the Ninevites. Yeshua was sent to warn also a specific group of people, the Jews, or the black Jews, who are the Judahites, the Judeans, according to the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 24, or the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Now, the third point is that the Ninevites, right, did not, right, reject the preaching of Jonah, right? But now, there were other people who rejected it, but they did not. But the Judahites, right, or the real lost sheep, right, the real lost sheep found the Moshiach. Now, see, I know what a lot of you are thinking. You say, wait, but the Ninevites rejected. No, the Quran says they rejected, right? But the scriptures say that they repented. So who do we trust? Now, the Judahites, right, were said to reject them, but Yeshua spoke to the Jews who had faith in him, right? In other words, to the Jews that had faith in him, right? The rest of them, we'll say buck him, right? Buck him today, right? We'll go into that one, but that's a point there where some, if they go from the Quran, right, chapter Surah 10, 96 to 98, it will say that the Ninevites rejected. But if you read the book of Jonah says that they received. Now, if you believe the lie, you will say that, well, the Jews rejected him, but the Jews it's speaking of is the religious authorities. The people received Yeshua, right? But because they were under religion, right? They were under disorganized, pseudo-organized religion, right? They went along with the religion, right? They went along with, like when people look at the white Jesus and all this, you'll know better than that. Okay, the fourth point is that Ha-Elohim, the true power, gave Jonah a second chance, right? Because he first went away from that mission, right? He first tried to go away from that mission. And this is after the whole whale's belly in Jonah 3 and 1, right? Now, in the book of John, or the Gospel of John 16:19, right, we have Ha-Elohim also, right, giving Yeshua the opportunity that we can say is another chance, not for him, but for the people's sake. These are all just likenesses within the life of Jonah and Jesus, or Jesus, Yeshua. Fifth, Jonah knew that Ha-Elohim, right, he knew that Ha-Elohim, right, had caused everything that he had went through, and he also knew that he was in that place of death, right? He was in that place of death. Yeshua knew that Ha Elohim, right, had also put him in that place of death where he cried in the right? He cried, but it says in Hebrews that he was delivered, right? Because he knew that death would have no hold on him. You see, most people, when they're afraid of death, it's like death is the end. Yeshua knew that death would have no hold on him and that he would be raised again, right? Now, the 3 days, the 3 nights, Jonah remained in the whale's belly. Now, many people will say, well, was he alive or was he dead? This is a very interesting question. Some will say that, well, he must be dead. He must have been dead because the Psalms 145:4 says that his breath goeth forth, he returneth to his earth. In that very day, his thoughts perish. But then Jonah, right, he was in the great fish or the whale's belly. He was not in the earth in that sense. He was on the water. Think about that. Remember, Revelation says that, and bringing up the dead, those who were slain in the seas, right? And it says bringing up those who were slain in the earth. It says bring up those who were slain in the seas, right? So a lot of folks, they look at this and they say, well, Jonah was alive in the whale's belly, right? We maintain that he was dead to the world. He was dead to the world in the whale's belly. And the likeness is that for 3 days and 3 nights, Yeshua, right, also was dead to the world, but was in the underworld, right? Was in the Duat. In ancient Egypt, they call it the Duat, or in Sheol. And we know this from the Gospel of Nicodemus and other Gospels and other portions of Scripture and sacred first century and early Christian writings that they have removed out of the Bibles and away from the Christians, you know, the ones who, for them, you could say that the symbols and the pictures are their Bible, right? So they basically have removed that. And even when they give people the Bible now, most people don't read. If they read it, they don't study it. But so we have the 3 days, 3 nights, right? Yeshua, right? Hidden from the world, dead to the world, right? Dead to his enemies, right? And we have this scripture, Matthew 12:40, fulfilling what he had said to them, that the only sign that will be given to this wicked and adulterous generation is the sign of Jonah. For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. And in the heart of the earth is the whole connection with Sheol, right? And the whale's belly, right, in the prophetic sense, right, is in this belly of the beast, right, where the lost sheep. If you notice, all the lost sheep seem to be gathering here, almost from everywhere. Why is that? Right? For that sign of Jonah, right? So we have that sign of Jonah right there, right? Let's bring this, make this a little smaller right here so we can put this